Well, thanks to the response from you guys for my iPhone 6 and 6 Plus Lite kit, as well as the 6S and the 6S Plus Lite kit. Finally, we have a way to make your iPhone 7 and 7 Plus Apple logo light up like it does on a MacBook. A few caveats before we get started. This will void your warranty, period. As soon as you open your phone, your warranty is void. So just keep that in mind. Also, it will compromise your water resistance. Now, I've used it a little bit, and splashes of water here and there are not really gonna make a difference. But just for safety reasons, let's just assume that you've lost water resistance the minute you do this because we've broken the seal that seals the screen to the housing. With all that out of the way, we need to buy a light kit. You can buy it from the link below. They come with all of the tools that you need for free. Make sure that you do purchase the one for your exact model though, as they will only fit on the phone that they are meant for. Now once it arrives, check the barcode to make sure that you have the correct one and we can continue. Okay, first we're gonna use the included pentalobe screwdriver and remove the two small screws at either side of the charging port at the bottom of the phone. Set them aside somewhere so you don't lose them. I usually use a white piece of paper just to keep track of everything, and I put the screws next to where they came out just so that I know where everything goes back, because sometimes the screws are not the same size. Next, we're attaching the included suction cup to the bottommost part of the phone screen, and using the included flat metal pry tool, we're gonna wedge it down between the screen and the housing. It is pretty snug, so it's sort of like using like a razor to get it in between, and then once you get a very tiny gap, we can then slide it up a little and carefully get a gap big enough to then switch to the plastic pry tool and work that along the left side of the device. The right side is where the screen is connected instead of the usual top on the older models, by the way. We can then continue that around until we get the entire screen up. Now the reason we switched to that plastic pry tool as soon as humanly possible is because that metal one can scratch up the housing. So we just need that to get that initial gap, and then the pry tool, the plastic pry tool, we can use all the way around to finish the job. After that's up, you can then open the phone kind of like a book and just carefully lay the screen down on the side. Next, we can use the Phillips head screwdriver to remove the metal plate over where the battery is connected and disconnect the battery using the plastic pry tool or your fingernail. Once that's up, we're going to remove the taptic engine under the battery towards the bottom of the phone to give us more room for the next step. Now this is one of the hardest parts. You need to carefully pull up the black tabs at the bottom of the battery so that you can grab them with your index finger and thumb. Once you do, you can then pull each one very slowly and downward towards the bottom of the phone, not upward, like towards you, a bit at a time until you pull it all the way out. Again, please do this very slowly and carefully, and repeat until you have all of the strips out. These are glue strips, by the way, and if they break, it becomes very hard to get the battery out, so be super patient and careful. Once those are out though, it is easy to pull up the battery and just set it aside. Now we need to pry out the metal Apple logo that's currently under the battery. This can be sort of a pain in the butt depending on which phone you have. Sometimes they're sealed in here tighter than they are others. Not sure why, but that's just the way it is. Either way, the easiest way to do this is to take the flathead screwdriver and just scratch back and forth next to the edge of the Apple logo until you can get a tiny divot that you can then get the edge of the screwdriver under and use that to pry it up. Then you just work your way around and pry the entire thing out of the back of the phone. Next, we can lay the logo that came with the kit inside the area and use a piece of electrical tape to optionally hold it down in place if you want. Place the LED over the top of that and make sure the connector of the LED can reach where the battery connects. Set it in its place and put the battery on top of it and set the battery connector down over the LED connector and snap it in place. You can then put the metal plate back over the connector and screw that back down. And then we can replace the taptic engine at the bottom of the phone where the battery goes. And at this point, you should see the logo lighting up a little. You can double tap and single tap on it to make sure and see if it'll light. And the phone doesn't need to be powered on for this to light up, by the way. Once that works, close the phone back up very carefully by laying the screen back down and slowly working your way around the edges until it's flush with the housing again. Put in the pentalobe screws at the bottom of the phone and we're all set. And there you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. It's pretty cool. Helps you stand out, I think. But again, not easy, not for everybody. Up to you. But if you did enjoy this video, please thumbs up it or share it. It's greatly appreciated. If you want more tech videos, head to my channel. There's a link around here somewhere. And if you like what you see there, please subscribe. Also, just recently relaunched the tech blog, theunlocker.com, after about 10 or 11 years of that thing being around. Kind of excited about it, passion project of mine. I would love for you guys to go check that out. Let me know what you think of that. Also subscribe to the newsletter there for more articles, tips and tricks that don't necessarily make it here to video, tech news, and a bunch of other fun stuff as well. And as always, thanks for watching.